Good morning and welcome to Coffee and Resales. My name is Ryan. I get stuff from thrift stores, garage sales, flea markets, random backyards, random front yards, bins, garbage cans, and various other things. Try to flip them and make a couple bucks online. Anyway, slow month. I would say a slow week, but there's reasons. One, I haven't been listing consistently. Excuse me. Two, reason I haven't been listing consistently is because my real job stuff has picked up a little bit, so I haven't had time to do eBay stuff, which is fine, and that happens. So there you go. Yeah, but been going consistently, so I'm going to go over a couple of finds I've had. I don't have really anything to show to sell. I've sold, I don't know, I almost want to say, I didn't sell anything yesterday at all. So I have one or two sales a day and nothing huge, some $10, $15 sales that just don't make for exciting television. Not that I make for exciting television. Anyway, so did hit a few things yesterday at the thrift store, and I'm going to go over some of the stuff I've listed. It's kind of Death Piley stuff, so we'll go over that, and then we'll get out of here. But like I said before, if you new to eBay or new to reselling or anything of that sort of thing, eBay likes two things in its algorithm above all the other little tweaks and stuff you can do and stuff you can pay for or not pay for. eBay likes two things: stuff that sells and new listings. That's what eBay likes. The algorithm enjoys. Particularly if you post something, if you list something that sells quickly, eBay will boost you up. And actually what happens is sometimes that has this slipstream effect, I guess. And it kind of pulls a lot of your other stuff up as well, I think, is when you list a couple things that really take off, that may flip quick. It helps the stuff that you have that's just kind of sitting around. So something to keep in mind when you're doing eBay sales and that sort of thing. So anyway, let's get into some of the stuff I found and some of the stuff that I've listed. So, this time. Whoa, I survived. These books have been consistent sellers for me at $2 to $3 a piece. You lot them up, and they go pretty quick. I listed all this stuff that I've got. I listed yesterday evening. But this stuff does tend to sell pretty quickly. I'm actually a little bit surprised I didn't sell it on Facebook Marketplace. These are really consistent sellers in some of the Facebook groups. And actually, what I sold there, that went pretty quick. I did a big batch of listings. What sold quickest actually was this Who Were series of famous people and events and that sort of stuff. And those sold pretty quick. Next up, Babysitter's Club graphic novels. These go almost closer to $4 a piece. Between $3 and $4 a piece when you lot them up. And another thing that's been a real consistent seller for me over the past couple of years has been the Babysitter's Club graphic novels. So, as you can tell, I do a lot of bundling. It's almost sort of a little niche that I found that kind of works. Another one, the regular Babysitter's Club books from the 80s and 90s. Lot them up, $2 to $3 a piece on these. So, the advice here on this type of stuff is 50 cents a piece or less, and kind of get as many as you can. For some of these, particularly I Survived and Babysitter's Club, I grab them and I'll stash them. and I'll just grab them whenever I see them because I know over time I have tended to be able to get 3, 4, 6. Sometimes somebody dumps their whole collection and you get. I think there was one time I had about 50, 60 Babysitters Club books over this past year. And I was able to, I sold every single one of them, lighting them up. So, something to keep in mind along those going. So, all right, next up, some more sci-fi that I lighted up. I've had success with this author, Stephen Donaldson, Thomas Covenant series. Again, these are like $2 to $3 a piece, maybe a little bit more. So you don't want to spend more than $1 a piece. I don't spend more than $1 a piece on these series of books. I'll line them up and hopefully get $2 to $3 a piece. And again, you kind of got to get to that threshold where you need like the full. It's usually helpful to get the full series when you have stuff like this. There's several. I think there's some trilogies to them. You need all 3 of the trilogy to really sell those books well. So I've got all 3 of that trilogy, and this is a later printing of the Thomas Covenant series. And this is a real neat cover because see if you stack them up, you got a ring or something like that. So again, and this I put up for $20 for these 3. I at least think I'll get 15. I'm shooting a little high on this, and hopefully maybe get 20 for 3 get really decent condition books. So we'll see how that goes. Next up is George R. R. Martin. You know, books when he actually wrote books. These are the big trade paperbacks of the Song of Ice and Fire series. Now, something to note about that series. I wish this was in better shape because this one's okay but not great. This series, the pre-television printings go for a little bit higher. If you look at this type of cover, typically speaking. But yeah, the pre-HBO books are the ones you kind of want to get. Those go for a little more and flip a little bit faster. So I think this one isn't, but it's trade paperback. I lining them up for $20. I'll take 12, man. Just to get them out the door. I've been sitting on this one for a little bit, probably a little too long. I think I grabbed it on a whim and then realized it's not that great a shape. I need to line it up with something. So that's the plan there. All right. I got these yesterday and got them listed. 2 good finds. First, I have sold this book before. This is a Back to Eden by Jethro Kloss. I actually sold one from the 60s or 70s for like $100 for this book. This is like the 55th anniversary edition. This is a way later edition. This is about a $20 book. But Back to Eden by Cross. It's hippie stuff, I think. The Classic Guide to Herbal Therapy. Okay, whatever. Anyway, keep an eye out for this book in any edition. They tend to sell a little bit, but particularly look for the older paperback. That I think the one I got was an old paperback that was an expanded edition. It was like the first edition of that, and it went for $100, and that was a fun find. It didn't sell quick, but it took a couple months to sell. I also had it priced high in the range, and it eventually sold in that range. So, get that book. Finally, Steinbeck. And you're like, who buys classic stuff? Well, apparently somebody does, because there's a set of 6 books, or Book of the Month Club books. Steinbeck. These are really nice dust jackets, really good condition books. I got the other 3 here. Almost had to search for the 6th one yesterday, but somebody, and this, Grapes of Wrath, Steinbeck. I'm not going to read Steinbeck on the thing. But this is about $100 set. So here's the rule. People still like books that look good on a shelf. People still like nice editions of classic works. And people like sets. So this ticks a handful of boxes for reselling stuff. This set, whoever buys this actually may never read it. I almost want to say. But they're going to put it on a shelf and say, oh, look at my Steinbecks. I got a full set. Okay. Anyway, I think this is a semi-rare set also, and it works. So there you go. I like buying nice looking classic books. Tend not to spend a lot of money on them, $1 or $2 a piece. These were $2 a piece, but when I looked it up, I was like, I need to grab those. And they were also may have been worth selling individually, like in the $15 to $20 range per book. But as a full set, match set of 6 books, $100. So that's what we'll try and see about going with. So anyway, that is it for right now. So, happy hunting out there. It's a little late in garage sale season, but I need to start hitting stuff. I'm hoping to go out Saturday morning and see if I can't find some things. The thrift store has been, I got this, but it's actually, I want to say I went one day last week, earlier this week, and actually, there's been a couple of days where I haven't bought anything. And that's actually kind of rare. Usually I'm able to find something in the books that they put out. But it's been a whole ton of romance novels. And I just haven't been able to snag anything lately. So that's how that's been going. So is there anything else? Nothing else to discuss? So happy hunting. Like, comment, subscribe. Let's get it done.